and Co out there on the Danish squad are still struggling to actually fight above their skill ceiling, right? They hit teams like Alliance, like Mid-T-Sport, like OG, and then they crumble. But they fight the teams that they are, matching up on the world rankings with, and suddenly they are really looking good. Black Phoenix are the complete opposite. You put these guys up against the best of the best, they're able to perform somehow, but when it comes on down to weaker teams than them, that's when they start to struggle, that's when they start to break down a little bit, and the individuals that were truly expecting to come out to play just don't show up anymore. Salazar was the point of talking. Well, we've got one cash enjoyer out here onto the desk, and you're
100%.
about to maybe get another one if things go well out here. I've played my fair share right now, at least on Face It, and I've enjoyed it, but I've attributed it to a bit more of a Dust 2, a bit of a Anubis, very puggy map, very rush-friendly map coming through.
But of course. Only natural. Personally, I'm a big enjoyer. Yes, I think this is a map that never should have been removed in the first place. But hey, it is what it is. Gotta take it as it goes. And right now, we're gonna be seeing a pretty standard play coming out from the CTs, pushing towards under mid. Though they get caught out in the cold, a bit of a mistake made, and the Ts are able to capitalize on the mistake itself. This could turn into be a bit of a sour note now for Black Phoenix. Nixon with another in between, and it's gonna throw a bit of a wrench in the works for Black Phoenix as they're going to try and retake B site. Very difficult to retake, especially when coming off of this position. And let's see how this actually works.
Yeah, down to heaven already, Amber. Good for one. Trade back is quick from Karnes, but it's going to be a tough one to cauterize out here into the pistol round. Playing on a man disadvantage, as you pointed out, trying to retake into this B-bomb site is close to near damn impossible without the util. And without a kit available either, time is just ticking away, fading out from the hourglass. That is going to be Black Phoenix giving up the first pistol out here. EAC, a good rush on vents. Be taking mid control and just kind of win out those initial duels on middle. Give themselves a pistol round and a nice little fundamental start to what is bound to be a good cash.
100%. I love to see it, and definitely one of the more important starts to a series, or rather to a map, is getting the pistol, getting T-side cash pistol especially. It used to be heavily CT-sided. Now, obviously, with some changes in recent years, or in the years that had passed, it's become a bit more stable. It's become a little bit more, 50-50. We'll see how much of that kind of rings through a map that used to be heavily CT-sided and heavily team-dependent as well, I guess you could say. But right now, what matters most is how is this going to turn. As we can see, mid-control is going to be contested again in towards vents. We've got Axis, he's not in a good spot. Cardinus is going to take a straight fight, and he actually wins the duel. So not a bad one, but this is far from over just yet, especially if Cardinus goes down. This could quickly spin out of control once again. So mid-control will be established. And as I was saying, Cash, a lot of this map is built around that mid position. And if you can play it well, then, all of a sudden you've got a pretty good chance of consistently getting control. And not just that, but kind of exerting dominance across the board. So right now, a lot depends on this first few moments. And as we can see here, they've already made it to B. Unfortunately for the CTs, I think a save call might be in order already.
Yeah. It's the exact same round being played out from the pistol, now with just upgraded weaponry. I'm very surprised that Black Phoenix not only choose to force buy into this one, but fight this aggressively into middle as well. You got to see Karnes like insta-peeking at a highway without supporting from middle or anything. And EAC were just all over it. They were taking fights, they were taking trades. Fesser was a big part of this round. And if EAC are going to continue to play like this, then Black Phoenix have got to be the ones to make the change, right? We can't just see the usual 2-1 setup going on down, kind of leaving out B. Already they hit B twice late into the round. They started off mid, as you said, right? So certainly Black Phoenix are going to be good on maybe calling out a couple of tackle timeouts very early on to this game, which is sometimes frowned upon by a lot of coaches, but I feel like I don't even know if they have a coach right now without an org, really.
Good question. I would argue they don't.
It's going to be very interesting to see what choices they kind of make, because if they don't have a coach, a lot of the time, even if you have experienced players, you can just kind of fall into that, face it mentality very, very easily, and it all just starts being intuitive gameplay, which, if you're fighting against Danish squad, it's not going to be easy to fight.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, the Danes are always a problem to deal with, especially because of their team play, because how well they work together as a unit. Even if sometimes the individuals are not always on point. But beyond that, let's find out first and foremost how this one actually swings. We are going to have a bit of a trade-off on middle. Sainty with a nice little shutdown. Cardinus with a secondary. These Eagles are connecting, but are they going to be enough? As we can see, it's going to be Fessor. A little bit too strong, a little bit too on point, and that is going to be round done, effective, immediate, as Axis is last man standing. That is going to be another one in the bank for EAC.
Yeah, we mentioned in the pregame, actually, that we were supposed to have Alv, like the old Ursa, out here for the side of Black Phoenix, but no, it's Sainty joining on in, which is a very interesting change. I feel like Alv was certainly not someone that was taken away from Ursa, that was, was taken away value from Ursa a lot of the time. I feel like it was a really good piece. I'm surprised we don't get to see him in another team already, because he was a really good individual. He's still technically on Ursa. He's the last player there. So I'm going to be very interested if Ursa are going to be like, trying to rebrand and rebuild just around Alv. It wouldn't be a bad idea.
I mean, yeah, sure. But the core is here, right? The three that were kind of together currently on Black Phoenix. But no, you're right. We'll see. We'll see how that spins. As Axis, well, we do see him find an entry. That's a good start. That's the start you're looking for if you are a CT side on Cash. Now let's find out. They can keep control. They have relinquished mid. I'm a little bit surprised they actually don't play for mid as much as you'd expect it usually. As I said before, mid is one of the biggest positions on this map, especially if you can embed yourself into vents. You've effectively, as the CT, got control over mid and B by single player virtue only. You don't have to have two on B exactly. You can have one on B, one in vents, and basically one supporting from Z or Z connector, and then two towards site of A.
Yeah.
We can see the default is a bit different right now, but this is going to be a B execute and a full commitment in a second here.
It's only one to defend, Salazar. You've got a lot of work to do, buddy. We'll have support in from heaven coming in quickly, but Amber already is gonna fall. Karnes lines up two. Out from tree room, looks down checkers, and it's gonna be going down to Salazar to line up two more. Great double frags coming away out here for Black Phoenix, giving them the opening round onto the CT side, and hoping to actually start trickling in a couple of these rounds, because they're going to need it. Economy is never too easy on the CT side. And back before, on the previous rant that I was having about Black Phoenix out here in Alv, we do have Sainty on the server, and Sainty is a player that we really don't get to talk a lot about, because he has only been going around two teams, and those two teams were effectively the same organization, just box, but different cores. So I don't know a lot about Sainty. I know his previous couple of maps have been pretty decent, so I'm looking forward to see what he can do. Salazar's trying to run down on Tech 9. Nixon is baiting them in quite well. He's found a lot of info already. 2 down pushing in the sunroom. So EAC, this is very surprising. A lot of teams don't usually choose to play a slow T side when it comes down to cash, but it looks like EAC are going to be giving it a go.
To be fair, I can't blame them. I think you have to be smart here. As EAC, you do know that you're going to be up against a pretty strong buy right now, so playing slow is part of the course, and if you can manage that, that's fine. But one of the big problems for Cash and playing slow is that a lot of times you'll be caught out of position. A lot of times you won't have the map control you need for this map, and we can see that right now. Look at the damage, look at how they're positioned themselves. Black Phoenix, we can see they've already adjusted what I mentioned earlier, how important it is to mid-control it, and right here, they control it perfectly. This should be round done and dusted. Fester last man standing, and a very well thought out moment, or rather round even, at this time. As, yeah, that is going to be all she wrote for it.
See, exit damage will be gladly welcomed out here. Better reload, Fester. You're having a lot of people trying to run you down. And Axis is going to be putting in those final touches. So, 2-3. As we said, CT-oriented map still, even after the changes out here on Cash. Lots of teams have chosen to take very different ideologies when it comes down to this map.
Yeah.
Again, you either try to focus all in on mid, as you've mentioned, but I have seen a couple of teams trying to go in for those very extreme plays of just holding out the bomb sites and hoping for the best, not really playing for retakes and playing it sort of like an Inferno, which hasn't necessarily been horrible.
Yeah, but it's kind of mid, if you ask me. I think it takes away a little bit too much of your own semblance of control over the map. But right now, you can see it's a B push that's completely and utterly stopped. Well played, Black Phoenix.
There is control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pistol's trying to push you down, just a quick up delete, and this is amazing out here for Black Phoenix as well, because in the previous round, before that pistol rush, they only lost a single gun. Now they went flawless, so the stack is going to keep rising. They're going to be very happy in the coffers, and EAC just look at their money, look at their options, and decide that best case scenario out here is to throw in this tactical pause, get the coach on the mic out here, talk a little bit, and try to figure out a way to get, even 5 rounds on the C side. They'll be happy with it, especially with how things started, but they won't mind throwing things down on a 7-5 or a, 6-6.
100%. Like, I think if you're EAC, what you're thinking right now is, well, we might start a little bit shaky, but we picked the map to play here, so we can't really blame, the map pick. It's on us to make sure we work it and we win it. And in this essence, I think right now for EAC, what's important is just to stay calm. And as you say, get those 4 or 5 to maybe 6 rounds. I mean, as I said before already, like, the map is a heavy CT-sided one. It always has been historically, and I don't think that changed with well, that hasn't changed massively. Now, yes, some differences are more notable these days. The peeker's advantage, for example, being a big part of the, the current game style. But you can see that Black Phoenix is the one using that, and trades right now looking really good. Axis somehow able to steal 2, and it leaves Sen alone as that is getting round effectively already cooked. I mean, he has to first retrieve the bomb, then he has to retrieve the site, or rather go to the site, and that is not happening, as that is going to be Black Phoenix with another one on the board.
Another one on the board indeed. That was an investment coming through on from EAC. 4 back-to-back coming through for the CT side, and now last one is maxed out. We're going to get to see a lot more aggression coming out of EAC anytime soon, and they might just rewind the clock back to the pistol round, back to what happened afterwards. A little bit of that mid-control might be privied up, but you're looking at double op setup on Cash, which I absolutely love. I think it's finally one of the maps that really encourages the double op setup. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I would tend to agree with you, yeah. I personally think that on Cash, double op is actually as strong as something like on Dust. And Dust and Cash would be the only 2 maps that I'd be comfortable actually playing double op consistently. As there's long venues of attack that you really have to take care of. And right here we see the Tech9 does a bit of damage, but Axis, okay, overextends for a second there. Gets caught finally. This is still a very solid round for the CTs if they don't lose any more players.
Sen, he's going for it. 1v1 now, and an op is available. Topo has to retake with an AWP. 25 HP left out here on the Dane. It's going to be very interesting because there is a nade available, full kit on Topo right now. The belt is full, and Sen's just waiting. He's got all the time in the world, 50 seconds. This could turn out to be quite the round for EAC, and they didn't even expect it. Topo's going up heaven. Oh, and he's thinking too much.
Overthinking it, right? Biggest enemy of any Counter-Strike player. Cooking himself a little bit too much.
Well, let's see how much he does cook, because Topo might be thinking, oh, he's going back out to A. He hasn't made a step, hasn't made a noise. And Sindri goes out. Topo has to send out the grenade right now. Doesn't have the angle. Just holds the op, waits to the push. And, oh, he's not going to get seen out there. And Sindri barely fades him away. I have no idea if Topo heard him, though. Should have. Looks onto the side, 1 bullet in the mag, and the chamber lands well. Sen is going to be an absolute killer into this 8th round, as he ties the score up 4-4, and he manages to pull off a 1v3 on a Digo alone.
What a fantastic clutch coming out from Sen that really makes it happen in the final moments of the round itself, and that is on B site with already limited HP, and not only that, having to basically go through B site, clearing every single nook and cranny, and that is a perfect start to EAC's potential first half. If they can now really lock in and, as we say, secure let's say 6 rounds total. I think they'll be extremely happy with that outcome, and wouldn't mind a few losses here and there alongside it, as we will start off another round here with a few shots off into the beaten path. It's going to be Fester this time on Carnes. Overextension is real. You have to be very careful as the CT player. Axis once again proving to be a tough nut to crack. Bro is at 10 kills already, really doing very well by himself and the team. This is gonna be a mid attempt though.
Yeah, he's made himself stuck. Forcing out the mid thought. Becker finds the opening, Sen calls it out to his teammates, and the bomb is going to be able to find the frag down mid again. 4v2, going down the vents, making noise. Baiting out utility very early on is going to be really good for EAC. Black Phoenix, they're still on the retake, so they're going to try this. Smoked off the angle now. Salazar, good luck trying to get away, because that's the best option you've got. 5-4. EAC are taking the control over this T side, and they're making sure no one gets away to tell the tale. Beautifully well played out here by EAC. And they don't really seem to be all too scared about vents. A lot of teams, you know, they make the vent play once, they make it twice, they're happy with that. EAC, this is like the 3rd round they managed to win by now, just by going down on vents.
Yeah, EAC is kind of abusing the meta in this game, or rather the way you play this map. And Vents is kind of the position. Like I said before, the Vents dive on mid is one of the strongest things you can do here. And if you can do it consistently and without too much issue, like it's gonna give you pretty much the advantage every step of the way. Fester and Amber, again, they prove that to be very much true. And we continue the pressure through middle as Black Phoenix, whilst they were contending mid for a moment, they are stopped in their tracks as soon as they are faced with the inevitability of that push. And yeah, this is going to be pretty much round done in a matter of moments, because I mean, you don't have mid, you don't have side control towards A, you know you're cooked.
Yeah, it's always like, the B hit.
Yeah.
They just come through. Easily denied the player that was already trying to hold side. Poor Salazar forced off of it. And now Axis trying to be a hero is going to give it a look in, but it's just a moment of trying to look a little bit cool out there, because it's not going to matter. Amber goes down truck, and he's going to get traded back out. But yeah, AC no action, courtesy of, you know, Topo and Sainty having 2 and 3 kills respectively. They're the guys that just keep on playing out towards A. And the B players, sure, they've managed to find a lot of action. Axis, Salazar, Carnes, just been looking down on fighting and fighting and fighting. But EAC, at the end of the day, they don't need to really have a lot of franks to win the round. Even this round, and again, it's like the 4th or 5th time that we managed to see just EAC having full B-side control, even if the round didn't start off that way. So, Black Phoenix, I don't even know what to tell them, honestly. Like, at this point, try to turtle up in towards B, play retake towards A. Might be easier than the other way.
Maybe if it works, but yeah, this is effectively round done. And so is this half slowly starting to really shape up in their favor. And it's only going to get worse from here on out. And like we said before, mid control is going to be vital for Black Phoenix. They really do need to sustain that at all times, whether be it by you know, going into vents and holding from vents themselves, or going into Xbox and Zed and kind of just fighting their way through the corners and through the nooks and crannies. And right here we see it is going to be a single player on mid. I can't say I'm very happy to see that. I think this is the misplay that we kind of were talking about earlier, how there will be issues for the squad dealing with team play from EAC, Black Phoenix. I mean, they need to adjust on the fly, and if you can't do that, you're in trouble.
Let's see it. Coming on around the push down main. They're reading a little bit into this CIC. That's how they've been playing the opening round, at least for some of their full buys. Saint T isn't going to be overbearing on that push. Just stays out tucked into the cubby. This is a big question as to who managed to find that opening frag. Remember, utility's already gone completely out here for Black Phoenix, so there's not really too much responses, too many responses that they've got available. Then control and access on the first. That's down on highway. Amazing kickoff. And now another B push. They're trying the same thing over and over again. How much can you be a one-trick pony? Apparently not enough. That is going to be low HP onto Salazar. Managing to stay alive and awake. Connecting the shots onto Becker. 5 HP. Saves away the AK and the round. Makes it 5-all. Well, 5-6 out here. Coming around for Black Phoenix. They need one more to tie up the game.
One more. Not impossible. And likely not improbable.
Let's see. What's the plan? What's the idea? Coming around now. Cash was always going to be a bit of a wild card. Both of these teams have only played like twice, thrice even, right? So,
yeah.
Testing the water certainly isn't bad for neither of these sides, but the fact that EAC choose to actively pick into it is what makes me excited for their at least close future. A lot of teams deciding.
I tend to agree with that. Yeah, I would have to say that's quite true.
He's dead on forklift. He's going to be overwhelmed out here. The op is holding, and he's going to fall. The utility down for the push as well. Forced back out, and you can't save this one, even however much you'd wish for it. Salazar, Karnes left down to the 2v4. Karnes still connects on one, but he's going to get tricked on back down into highway. Forced out. Salazar to make the play of a lifetime right now. Can we get the second coming of Donk out here in tier 2? Come on, Salazar. Give us a clip. Give us something to shout at. Forced out a highway.
Give us something to hope for.
Passing
this
utility.
Stage.
Trying to go up, and Salazar, he's running out of time, running out of options, and running out of bullets as well. That is going to be EAC 7-5 on the split down. They are certainly going to be happy with that one.
Yes, they will. Ladies and gents, short break, and we'll see you right after in the second half. Second half it is, and an opportunity here that will be kind of given the side of Black Phoenix to actually potentially make a comeback possible. Karnes on 13 kills, 11 on axes. Both have done a great job. Even Salazar stepping up. Oh, okay. This is not optimal.
Subpar for now. Yeah, Karnes trying to run around. That's a headshot on a jump. Amber comes around 3k out of that USP. What is this pistol round going about right now? Topo barely trades him back. 2v2, make that a 2v1. Axis on the flank, still good on the one. Checkers player coming out with the bomb, spotted out as well. Becker tries to run him down. Topo has to stay alive as his teammates just trying to save the day out here with the flank. Comes in a bit late. Topo's got it under control, and it's Black Phoenix taking yet another round. Pistol in the bag, and that is absolutely crazy. Can we get a replay on that jump headshot?
I'd hope so.
That
was
crazy.
A pretty sick shot, not gonna lie.
So lucky.
It really is, isn't it? It gives you a good idea what to expect, as that is going to be Black Phoenix that now start to dictate the terms of this engagement, potentially of this whole map. A lot still depends on the next few rounds and the next few moments. But all in all, fantastic recovery, an important pistol victory. And they force full eco out of the CTs, which gives Black Phoenix a fair chance kind of bring themselves about here and start winning these rounds back in their favor.
Oh,
there's
an opener.
Good job. Makes it look easy, and yeah, that should be round done.
Hoping for a bit of damage exiting out here onto middle, but it's going to be EAC being fine with a 7 split coming around after the halftime, after the pistol. This is, you know, the margin of error that they assumed, at least after losing that pistol. They're okay with this. But they've got to figure out how to start playing up on the CT side afterwards. If they manage to find a frag or two here now, would love to send one of those rifles into that next round.
Yeah, you'd love to, but to be completely honest with you, I don't think it's really gonna happen. Karnes is a little bit too hot. Dude, Karnes is on 18 kills already. He is having the time of his day as he decimates whatever is left of EAC. Round is gone. And with that, we get ready for our next one. And potentially the round that's going to kind of give us an idea as to what to expect, honestly. Yeah. Right now, 7-7, Black Phoenix. If they can manage to take this for their own and really start pounding on these opportunities and rather start this map off with a victory and this series off with a victory, I could see EAC get a little bit flustered for that second and really letting Black Phoenix ride the wave here into a potential victory overall. Good start, but it's traded off.
Oh.
Axis is gone. Oh, Karnes though, his timing. Oh, no way, Karnes, what? Come on, you can't make that up.
Down. Karnes coming around, being an absolute hero for his squad, but is it still enough with those entries? Postplant could be coming around. They're thinking about the save already out here. And yeah, that's exactly what's going to be chosen. Sen runs, Nixon does too, and suddenly Black Phoenix are on the aggressing end as the guys on the advantage out here, 8-7. It's not a whole lot, but it does speak volumes that they're able to still manage to figure out this round, even when they were a man down.
Oh yeah.
And it's all about that mid control, right? You lined it out, you outlined it out perfectly at the beginning of this first half of the map. Mid is going to be very important, and the fact that Black Phoenix out there just kind of rush on down through vents, and it's an unfortunate timing on the nade, right? Had that been the A1S covering the angle instead of the nade, then maybe you could have won the round, but right now, this is a squad that is managing to really inflict some damage, not only economical, not only into the round, but also mentally out here to EAC. It's their own map pick. You don't want to be down at any point on the CZ side.
No, 100%. You know what I'm currently looking at is how long was Cash actually gone? I'm trying to find that graph. You know which graph I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's been more than 6 years. It's been more than 6 years. I'm fairly certain.
I saw something crazy on Twitter. I think someone said that Donk was 9-year-old when Simple did the 1v2 play, the no scope play.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
And he was 12 when they took the map out. So
let me try and find it, because I know there's a graph. I think it's on Liquipedia, if I'm not mistaken, of the active map pool. So
yeah,
Cash
I'll tell you right now.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
been 7 years.
Yeah, Cash was taken out for before the Star Ladder 2019 major. So 2019 was when Cash was removed. It's been 7 years.
Yeah.
Bro, like the fact that we hadn't had this map for 7 years is atrocious, and the fact that we finally have it is very much welcome. And you know what's funny? Cash was removed just a year after Cobblestone was removed.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Which is insane. No, Cobblestone. Last time we had Cobblestone was in 2018 for the E-League major in Boston.
How often was it played back in that major though? Because I remember.
It might not have been the most favorite map, but it was played quite a little bit. Like, you can't say it wasn't.
Yeah, it was a mid-range map.
Yeah,
that's why it was taken out initially.
Sure. But like, for example, Mirage has yet to ever be taken out of the pool. Even Dust was removed for a period in between. So yeah, I think it's time that we have a bit of a switch up again, and maybe get rid of Mirage, guys. Wink, wink.
Even if that's gonna happen, it's gonna be Mirage for Overpass. You're gonna see. Oh, Karnes. Nice opener coming around.
Yeah, that's very good from Karnes. He's again made his way to Xbox. He's really playing very aggressively towards mid. And this is like, as you know, we kind of feel like a broken record repeating ourselves. A nice little trade-off. Karnes with a perfect entry, but the team can capitalize on top of that, even if they lose him on middle. It's a counter push into A, and they just work it beautifully. And as I was saying, it's mid control is everything on this map. I know some of these guys that are playing right now have probably not played at the time when this map was still in the game. and let's be fair, you know, it's been a long time since then. So quite a few guys are probably a little bit in the dark as to the map itself. But the fact of the matter is that mid is everything, legitimately. And I hate to see it, but when you don't control mid, you don't control basically 3/4 of the map, you're going to be defending blindly. That's why it was so troublesome for Black Phoenix on the CT side, because they relinquished it a few too many times. But right now, seems like the turning point has come. Fesser will find Karnez, and here comes the B push. We have somebody in Batman. Let's see if that's going to work out on Headshot and on Boombox, but no trades. What is Black Phoenix doing here? They kind of cooked themselves a bit.
They have indeed. Topo just trying to go back. This was an eco round with the Hero 1S coming out from Fessor. And look at it go already. It's really panning out well. Look at the rotates as well. EAC have ridden perfectly to this one. Full A stack now coming around. You've just left the Heaven player down on Nixon. Opens up the squeaky. Fessor finds another. The one rifle you didn't want to run into. Well, it didn't really move away from the last time you spotted it. We'll just take some down. A 2v5 now necessary for Topo and Sainty. And the newcomer alongside the old talent of Topo trying to come around, lining them up. Sainty finds the 2, looking down on Truck. There's still yet another. Galil picked up, and still on the bomb site, you're struggling to take care of Amber. Flank comes around. It's going to be Nixon on the late rotation as well, trying to come out alive. Topo another shot, connecting, and now suddenly from a 2v5, it's a 2-on-2 with the post-plant scenario. Good HP, though.
Yeah, very good HP. This could go either way right now. Becker and Nixon. They will clean this out. EAC on the verge of finding their 8th round and finally finding success on this second half. The CT side, which is arguably the better one, suffering up until this point. Topo's not done yet. He's avoiding detection. He's avoiding death. Jiggling around the corners. Good. Welcome to Cash. He doesn't miss. Topo will find the kill, and Black Phoenix stop EAC from getting 8. Stop them from getting their first. And a perfect, and I mean perfect, picture-perfect position now for the side of Black Phoenix as they're about to achieve victory potentially here on their first map. Damn.
This is me eating my words about Topo right now. Give me a sec. I got a big meal to come around. Big collect coming out of the off out there. Very well done. And you can't really blame me. Topo's been out of the server for a good couple of years right now, okay? His last team was Amcal back in 2025. He starts off 2026 in Karnez. Well, he started off with a good damn team. Karnez is 25-13. I also overlooked that one coming around. Beautiful 2K to open up middle. Is going to get traded back down, but already did more than enough. Opens up the side for Sainty, and suddenly they've got the A control without even the bomb behind them. Fesser is going to try to control that. 1v1 goes down on T spawn, and that is going to be Salazar going down, so they don't have the bomb. Honestly, winnable round right now for EAC.
100%. It should be a winnable round, but we know how quickly things can turn sideways, so I wouldn't hold my breath for it, if I'm completely fair with you.
Until they come around, just to rebrandishing the word that I was making out there. Yeah, last time Topo played with Amkel was back in December of 2024. So it's been a while, okay?
It's been a long time. Yeah, I don't even recall him personally for a longer time still. And Fesser, he's a unit and a half, but it doesn't matter. Black Phoenix closed the gap and once again closed the round out. It comes down to a 1v1, sure. A lot of damage dished, sure, but it's 11-7. Money is gone for the CT side, and we are now looking at pretty much a final chance. It's all or nothing for EAC. They will put everything on the line and hope that it works. And honestly, I mean, if it doesn't, it's over. It's GG. It's map done.
Yeah, map done, and heading off into Anubis next, where it's Black Phoenix's pick. I mean, again, it's not like we've got a lot to go off of the back of Black Phoenix. They haven't necessarily been on the server as often as they would have liked, but that goes both ways with EAC as well. EAC have not been grinding anything but Ancient and Nuke, and both of those maps are under 50%. I mean, EAC have got under 50% on everything. Whereas, you know, you look at Black Phoenix, and sure, it's only 5 maps play, but at least a 60% win rate. If we got to see Dust 2 into this one, which was very, very unlikely AC had the choice of either permabanning away Dust or trying to ban away Cash. But I think they too were surprised by the fact that, you know, Ancient wasn't given a go. They knew that Black Phoenix would most likely try to play chicken with Cash, and they took a gamble on this. It's not necessarily like they were 100% ready to take us onto Cash. They were just trying to pick into what was worse off coming through for Black Phoenix.
That might be the case. Yeah, no, I can't argue with that logic. It's sound, I should say.
And also, like, it would make sense because EAC beat Magic on this
Yes.
map, Overpass, right?
Though Magic are
Overtime.
kind of mid these days. Like they're not the worst, obviously. By no means are they the worst, but it's like
I don't know, man. They're making it to EWC.
they are, but I think once they go up against a team, you know, I think once they'll meet, like if you look at their recent games, just like comparison to who they faced off, and I wouldn't say FaZe is currently in a position that you can say, oh, they're really in a, you know, and that was 2 months ago, by the way, mind you, that was 2 months ago when they played against FaZe, for example. Their recent opponents are something like Inner Circle, something like Walzaki, Gentlemates, 3D Max, and against Gentlemates they did, I think, win. Yeah, they won 2-0,
Yeah.
which is nice. Against 3D Max they lost, and I would argue 3D Max is not a team that can you know contend for the top results, no matter how good it might be in the moment. So,
I mean, that's why they picked seed 12 in the
that's
Blast
true.
Bounty, right?
That's
So
true. That's true.
makes a lot of sense.
I think Magic is a team that is hard to beat if you don't know what you're dealing with. If you don't know that this, you know, how they play, if you've not seen them play, if you're not checking their replays. But as soon as you figure out what they are built around, which is effectively leaving Masval and Tenzi to do all the legwork and then having some support from AW. And AW can be masterful, by the way. We had them, you know, obviously in CCT for
Plenty of times, yeah.
plenty of times for quite a while, and I think they're all obviously good individually, but as a team, I don't, you know, I wouldn't rate them very highly, is what I'm trying to
My
say.
opinion of them went up like tenfold when I saw like an interview out of one of the Magic's player where they did something very smart on, I believe it was Mirage in that pistol round. I don't know if you saw it. They were in an eco, and Masswell just like in the moment calls out, guys, I'm gonna head off into apartments alone. If I die, then go die with me. We play a full eco.
Oh
if
yeah,
I don't
the
die,
Mirage. I remember.
go in full stack A with a force buy. I like that was something that on a map like Mirage, where there's nothing new coming out for years and years and years, right? Teams are trying to desperately find new quirks to add to any map you give them. But Counter-Strike's been around for decades now. So any player that can bring something new to the game, I immediately have respect for. So I think...
don't. Sorry, yeah, continue. I'll...
No. I do think you have respect for Magic as well. I'm getting what you're trying to get at, which is they're gonna struggle against the actual like top 10, top 15 competition. But I think, you know, they're like one of those teams that are like maybe 1 or 2 big changes away from actually making it into the top 15.
Oh, 100%. I think they are definitely approaching that. I don't think they're there yet, personally.
Yeah.
But they're on the right track. That's a guarantee. They are on the right track, and they just might, you know, reach that eventually soon enough. But as I was saying, yeah, no, I have absolute respect for that, and I think Maswell is definitely, you know, he's thinking outside the box, and I think you put it perfectly. The game currently feels like, or rather, the teams feel like there's not a lot of innovation going on, and in part that's because we've basically been watching this game for so long, playing this game for so long. It's hard to innovate on what's as effectively as optimal as it can be when it comes to meta, because we're not, you know, that's one of the reasons why perhaps we're all feeling a little bit frustrated when we play the game, and there's no changes to gameplay, there's no changes to guns, there's no changes to, like, you know, I'm talking meaningful, big, massive changes that make massive differences. So there's definitely a few reasons why why we perhaps feel like that, why there's a reason to feel like that, but overall, no. Obviously, it's nice. It's nice to have somebody like Maswell coming up with great ideas and great ideology for the game itself and changes for it. So hopefully it doesn't stop, is all I'm gonna say. And beyond that, oh look, Magic. I feel like they can go up against any team that is not in the top, let's say, top 20, top 15. Any team they reach, they go up against below that, they can deal with, but anything above that is near impossibility, just sheerly because of the experience difference.
Yeah, it's tough to quantize. It's tough to really try to predict as well. We've learned that the long way and the hard way, right, out here on especially on CCT, because this is where all of that talk kind of got started back a couple of years ago when we started it, being like, oh, but online CS should be the same as LAN CS. No, no, it's not.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's
very
not.
different.
It's
Yeah.
a different type of beast, and
It really is.
we've been here for it. But yeah,
online CS is so unpredictable that you can have the best of teams lose against absolute random teams. Like that's just the reality of it. No, not always, obviously, but it can happen, is what I'm saying. Especially when it goes to, let's say, into a best of one, then absolutely things can be even wackier, I should argue.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Luckily, we don't have best of ones, by the way. I'm very happy for that. So big ups to our tournament organizers and organizations for not allowing best of ones in online CS. That would be extremely disappointing.
I mean, there's been a couple close qualifiers and such, but yeah, not here, not here.
Yeah, I'm talking specifically CCT here, CCT only. Yeah. No, there has been, and I'm personally not the biggest fan. I think on LAN it's fine because you're kind of constrained by time. But when it comes to actual online tournaments, I think best of threes are the least you can do, right?
Yeah, fair enough. Also, the reason why we're waiting, guys, probably you've been wondering that for all we've been yapping. We did have a PC crash coming on through from Salazar, so
yeah,
he's DC'd, and that's the reason why we're just trying to get him back, and hopefully all will be fine. Remember, all teams get around about. I don't remember. I keep switching tournaments out here. It's between 50 to 20 minutes, right, of tech time.
20 minutes per map. It's 20 minutes per map, and if the team, like if your opponent is kind enough, they can lend you their own tech timeout. But
which
that
usually
also means then, well, it can, but it also means that if they'll have a tech issue, they won't have that tech timeout for themselves.
Yeah.
So there's that to consider. That can be a problem, I should say, in itself, or can be a problem in itself.
Yeah, coming around though, I mean, I'm just trying to go around the clock out here, around the roster, like Sen over there.
Yeah.
Looking out over at EAC out here, I don't know who asked me 2 years ago who I would have believed that some of these guys would have made it out of the trenches, quote unquote, and maybe reached into like a top 50 team. And I thought for a good while Nixon was part of some really good rosters.
Oh, yeah.
I thought this guy was going to, very much stay in the Danish scene, yes, but I thought he was going to be joining up out of that Copenhagen Wolves roster, or back on Ecstatic when he was with Nut.
Yes.
I thought that it was gonna be like Nixon, Nut, and some other Danish dude that was back on Ecstatic that day, to just like TMB and Syra. I thought that roster coming along, I thought those guys were going to absolutely demolish everything. I thought they were gonna make it out to like top 25. They were gonna look great. They were gonna make it, and suddenly they just kind of fell apart, which is weird to think about. But
don't forget Anlelele.
Yeah, Anlele as well.
Yeah. I'm not sure how long Towson was there in that lineup. Not for a very long time. I think he kind of played a few months at most. TMB was there then for the core of it. Nixon obviously left before Syra joined, or was it Syra joining right after Nixon, or kind of replacing
Syra
Nixon, I think?
right after Nixon.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to get at is I definitely agree with you here. I had thought that at the time that was the lineup to be for the tier 2 scene of Danish CS, and where we would have another team establish themselves and kind of, go through the mud and the muck to the very top. And that kind of all just fell apart at the end, unfortunately. And I don't know what happened exactly in the background, but
to be fair,
nobody really, to be completely honest with you, nobody actually found a very good permanent home, did they? TMB might be the only one I would argue is in a great space.
I don't know if it's a permanent home, but I think Anlele's made quite the call for himself. He's on Sashi right now, and Sashi's looking pretty decent.
That's true. That is true, actually.
Acor, Zyphon, Anlele, Kabi as well has been looking good, and then you've got Mister, who's still you know, trying to
Kind of weird. Yeah, Mister. That's
do his
true.
own stuff. Because Hunden has been not only the quality of Counter-Strike he had
Yeah,
back on Heroic, right? But he's been trying to find any pieces he can to kind of make that last spur, it feels like, to have like one big
yeah,
run where he can finally get another team back to like top 30 and then dip.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like, I don't know if Sashi is going to be that. And Lily joined like 4 days ago. They haven't played yet, but I'm
yeah.
looking forward to it.
I don't know what's happening with Christu, by the way. Where is he, man? Like he completely disappeared after Ecstatic disbanded. I don't think I've seen him in a single team since then. Maybe there were teams that I don't remember or know, but
No, he was part a little bit of tricked for like a tournament, which was interesting because
ah,
they won that tournament.
yeah.
And then he just never played with them again. And then there
Oh,
was like a LAN event, I'm pretty sure, or like a weekly, you know, like Danish event. Yeah, it was a LAN event
yeah.
coming through in Denmark, and he played with like a random mix. But
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. I don't know. He's been
He's
like
been
a
kind of
lot.
gone, yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of other players that we might remember for like from like years ago that were looking really good and they just kind of didn't find a good home.
Yeah.
Just trying to stay relevant, I guess. There's a lot of teams that are struggling with that, and there's a lot of players, especially, that struggle with that.
Yeah. No, I
So
get you. I get you.
we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know, man. Hopefully,
For
it's
now,
been
it's like, yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say it's been a strange last few years, completely to be completely honest with you. Like
Eh,
the Counter Strike itself, I think we've had a bit of a recession in game quality.
hmm.
Like it's been I like this is something I said Roppe yesterday to Nexus.
Hmm.
We were talking about games and stuff, and told him that I actually played some DM recently. Went to try and just enjoy DM. You know how
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
You want to play some games, and then I went to play some Premiere and stuff. Do you know that on DM, in the half hour that I was playing, every server I was joining, when I would go to spectate, people would stop moving and then they would immediately disconnect after. And if they didn't do that, they would be just blatantly wall hacking and aimbotting. Like they would be just bots, right? Just shooting and just farming cases.
Yeah, the dead internet theory has been going strong on CS,
It's
I'll tell you
it's
that.
it's insane. It's insane, brother. And then I went to play some retakes. Same
Hmm.
thing. On retakes, absolutely same thing. Like I would be playing a retake, and the dude not only would pre-fire me, but I'm talking, worse than donk pre-fire. Like I'm talking faster than I had ever seen in my life. And I've been casting and playing this game for the better part of the decade alone, and not only just not just playing, but casting, and then obviously playing it for almost 2 decades, if not longer. And this is it's absurd right now what's happening.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy because like there were people actively showing like the difference between the
yeah,
botting events and stuff going in between CS:GO and CS2, and there was the exodus when Valorant came out, where like
yeah,
every pro that wasn't making it in the Go scene was just trying to go to Valorant. Then people
yeah,
started to come back. Now that's not a thing anymore, but it's like, I've enjoyed the fact that the gap between tier 1 and tier 2 has definitely been breached. Like today,
yes,
tier 1 and tier 2 doesn't make that much of a difference. We've seen FaZe now try to struggle to make it out. We've seen 100 Thieves make it with like an unranked roster now trying to make it out. Like
yeah,
it is possible, and it's a very nice watch. It's a very nice experience to go on ahead of at, and it gives you that hope of like, hey, maybe I could, get there someday. It's not like the
yeah,
RMR, but it's a nice substitute for it.
yeah,
I haven't been against the RMRs, but I've also not been completely on with everybody saying, "Oh, bring RMRs back." Like, yes, they're fun in the moment, but this is like actually giving hope to some players that are good and are trying to make it out. Like, if I just grind,
yeah.
I'll make it. Like that. Now this is the only sport in which you can do that. League is very hard to get into. Like
Yeah, no,
Valorant
league is
is.
impossible because you have to buy in like 10 million euros or dollars to get a spot. Like that's just insane. But
Yeah,
that's a
like
story in itself.
for most esports, it's really unapproachable no matter how much you grind, unless you make it like top 1000 where the slots come to you, which is very
Yeah,
rare. Um, which is not a thing I found out, by the way. I was talking to some actual like scouts guys, and they were like, we don't just go to face it and sort by like top 500 and see like, oh, does this guy have a team? Does this guy have? That's not how it works. It's like it's word of mouth, it's trials, it's like actual analysis going on.
It's super difficult. Yeah. There's but by the way, for what you said was really a nice little kind of point that you made, is that people are no longer coming back, but the competition has developed and has, the level of competition and the quality of competition has risen so much that right now the difference between a top tier and, top 50 is no longer what was, let's say, 10 years ago when Simple was in his prime, when we had Prime Astralis and all that.
Sure.
Like the difference today is much smaller than what it used to be. And that makes it far more approachable for new people that come to the scene, new people that don't have the experience, don't have the, the amount of time played behind them, to think, okay, maybe, this is actually something that's doable. So yeah, I think that's very good.
Yeah, the 12-year-old kid coming in and opening the game up and having like 100 hours thinking, oh my God, if I actually gave him the time and I grinded this out, I could make it out there. Comparatively to the 40-year-old dude who has like 5,000 hours in the game is already over it,
5,000? You mean like 20,000, 30,000?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like
exactly. But you get the point, right? Coming in,
yeah,
it gives you that chance, it gives you that hope. But yeah, coming around, it's really interesting, and it's going to be exciting because this just ups the level more and more to a certain degree, where you get like vitality errors, which you just have to respect. No matter if you're a lover, you're a hater, you're hate watching vitality, you can't, because you have to at some point just say, damn, these guys are playing it so damn well that they just up the bar for absolutely everybody. And that's not going to last forever, because nothing lasts forever, right?
No.
It makes it so much more interesting to watch.
For example, somebody yesterday asked me, we were talking about Counter-Strike, and he asked me about Simple. Like, what do I think? Is he still on top? Is he ever gonna be back on top? And I said, unfortunately, I don't think he is. Like, not that I love the guy. I think he's definitely had an era of his own that kind of established a whole different kind of perspective on the game for a lot of people, and majority, I would argue. But I don't think he's ever going to be back on top where he used to be. And why is that? Because he didn't play for that much time.
A little bit. Yeah, no.
And that's the difference maker. Yeah.
Coming away, like, I love whenever people ask me this question, because people, at the peak of it all, when people were really playing Counter-Strike, they knew Simple, they knew the era with the Astralis and everything. Like, they would keep asking, like, now, like, oh, is Simple's thing? Like, I would argue to say, like, Simple right now, he was a GOAT. He still, to some people, is looking through like rose-tinted glasses, trying to look back on nostalgia. But like he's like Ronaldo. He's getting his bag right now and then dipping out. He's had his greatest period. Now is just laying back, and he's still trying to make it. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna see a BC game here and there, but like, I mean, at least for now, new Simples are being made. You're getting your Zywus, you're getting your Dongs, you're getting your entertainment. You're just searching for marketability, I guess.
No, I agree. I think it's that fact of also, like, you have like Simple compared to Ronaldo, right? It's like he had his prime era. Now it's time to just get a comfortable retirement going and getting the hell out of this one, And this is one of the issues that I have, for example, with a team like BC Game. I don't mind it, but then again, you have 3 players that have already had their golden era. They will never again have it. So if you really wanted to have a golden era again, you'd have to build around younger talents that have the firepower and the energy to keep pulling. Because Magisk, I don't imagine him thinking to himself, this is where I'm going to win another, 2 majors. I don't think so. He had his time on Astralis. Electronic had his time in the day. And for example, and I'm not trying to dunk on anything, it's just the facts of the matter as is. And the reality is right now that young blood is taking over the game. That's a fact. And anybody that's, been here long enough, their only goal should be to gracefully both retire as well as just kind of
bring up the new generation,
and just kind of learn or teach the new generation of how to improve, how to do better, what to do, what to look out for. Look to make a healthy pool for the future.
Yeah, Tio, with that being the case, ladies and gents, we've went on for our podcast for quite a little bit out here, and we do have information as to what's been going on as well. There unfortunately do seem to appear to be bigger issues at hand, so we will see where the tide is going to take us. But for now, we're going to be jumping into a break. We should be back in around about 10 minutes, and in those 10 minutes, we'll figure out if we continue as a 5v5 or if we are going to finish things off as a 4v5. We'll be right back.
Orders. Take it! One heavy guitar, 808 kick, crowd in the dark starts.
1x bit. It'll be ace.
Que no hay chance de volver atrás. Pero. Ay, justo pausa, qué mala suerte. Justo ahí anuncio, no me di cuenta. No, sí, me imagino. No sé si se me escucha porque está en la puesta publicitaria. Sí, sí, ahí ya volvió en teoría. No, sí, yo me esperaba una partida épica, 4 contra 5, miraba a ver guerra, todo quilombo, desastre, lío. Y forfeitean estos locos. Me arruinaron mi diversión. Sí, me arruinaron mi diversión. 4 contra 5 era. No tiene sentido el abandono. Entonces el Anubis lo van a forfeitear. ¿O no? No me deberían jugar Anubis entonces. Mirá que es pick de Black Phoenix, todo lo que quieras. Pero si forfeiteaste un 11 contra 7, un 11-7, ganando, ¿eh? Si vas perdiendo, te entiendo si vas perdiendo. Sabes que ya no hay más chance, pero ganando. El tema es que Salazar no vuelve, ¿eh? Y el mapa inicia en 7 minutos. Tipo, por fair play, si Ak no quiere avivarse, puede. Puede, tipo, Ak ser de buen corazón y decir, mira, te espero 15 minutos a que vuelva Salazar. Y viste, se extiende 15 minutos más la pausa de espera. Pero ya de ahí, si ya Eak no quiere y ya te ofreció los 15 minutos, tampoco puedes decirle mala gente. Yo creo que es así, al menos. Tipo, un equipo de buen corazón te haría esperar los 15 minutos más. Ahora, más de 15 no también, ¿no? Tipo, cada persona tiene una vida también, no van a estar 100.000 horas en una partida. No, no valdría la pena realmente. Y sí, el caché no hizo ninguna ronda de CT. Iba 7-5 ganando. Le iban perdiendo 7-11. Y como decís vos, que no, creo que no te leí, que el que apostó por Black Phoenix realmente se quiere matar. Que te abandonen así. Igual la siguiente partida es en 2 horas. Sí, es que perder dinero por la cara. Si llegan a forfeitear esta partida y me van a hacer esperar 2 horas, yo creo que corto Steam y me voy con piso. creo. No sé si castear con él, dependerá de lo que quiera Piso, ¿no? Pero yo creo que le haría el raid con pocas personas igual, pero le hago el raid o de última corte stream así nomás. Y, y gozo, pero primero a esperar a ver qué opina el equipo de Black Phoenix. Porque vuelvo a decir, aunque vos lo deberías saber, no son analista, una partida no la puedes iniciar con 4 jugadores. No se puede. Está prohibido eso. Es regla como general del CS en la partida pro. En medio de la partida se te puede caer el jugador y vos puedes seguir. También se te lo, te permite el torneo, ¿no? Pero, pero iniciar la partida con 4 no se puede. Ah, mira, ahí volvió Salazar. Ahí está jugando Salazar. ¿No lo sabías? ¿Son analista? La partida no la puedes iniciar con 4, no se puede. Es regla, tipo, es regla que yo tengo entendido, es una regla. Más o menos así, regla del CS. No sé si está escrito o no, pero normalmente ningún torneo te permite iniciar con 4. Y te dan tiempo para esperar a que el jugador venga, ¿no? Y se presente y sea el quinto, ahí inicia la partida. Se te puede ir en medio de la partida si quieres ya iniciar, sí, se puede ir y te dejan jugando con 4. Dependerá mucho del torneo si te permite o no, pero, pero no se puede iniciar la partida con 4. Igual Salazar volvió, así que va a iniciarse la partida. Sí, habrá que ver el segundo mapa. Es más, para que tengas en cuenta, el otro día, la semana pasada, antes de la final del Mundial, que se jugó la NC, la clasificatoria mundial pero del CS, justamente Argentina jugó contra Venezuela. Era para el día del viernes. Literal, la semana pasada. Hace 7 días literal. Y Argentina le ganó a Venezuela el primer mapa como 13-3, creo, 13-5. Obviamente la diferencia de nivel notable, ¿no? El equipo de Argentina era bestia core, era el core bestia de los argentinos, Tomasín, Buda. Y Venezuela, bueno, no tenía buen roster, seamos sinceros. La escena no está bien, pero tenía un equipo al menos algo decente. Argentina le ganó el primer mapa a Venezuela 13-5. Después el segundo mapa como que estaba caído Nacho, se le cortó la luz. eh, Argentina tuvo que forfeitear el segundo mapa porque no podían jugar con 4. Para el tercero se unió Riggy, que es suplente de Argentina. Inició el mapa, se jugó 3 rondas y Riggy se tenía que ir porque tenía que jugar el CCT con Odic. Entonces Argentina jugó 4 contra 5 todo el mapa y lo ganó Argentina 4 contra 5 nomás. Lo ganó 13-7, 13-8, jugando con 4. Tipo, es como el mayor ejemplo de que la partida la puedes iniciar solamente con 5. Igual como digo, era una partida posible para Argentina que por un momento iba ganando 8-7. Casi Argentina pierde contra Venezuela en un partido que no debería haber perdido. Mirá que con todo respeto al equipo de Venezuela, porque conozco justamente Piso Deportivo de Venezuela, pero también lo conozco a Nat Junior, que es de Venezuela, otro caster más. Conozco a algún otro jugador también de ahí, porque me uní un poco a la escena de Latinoamérica Norte, pero bueno, hay que decirlo, ¿no? No es lo mismo un equipo de Venezuela que no tiene experiencia internacional a que con Bestia, que bueno, Bestia jugó ya en Europa. Era una partida que tuvo que ganar Argentina muy fácil, se le complicó un poco y bueno, nada. Es más, se notó que tenía que ganarlo fácil porque al día siguiente Argentina jugó contra Perú. Y Argentina ganó 13-3 y 13-2. Creo que fue así que ganó contra Perú. Aunque Perú jugaba con 60 de ping, pero igual Argentina demostró obviamente lo que era, ¿no? Un equipo que obviamente es serio. A los equipos obviamente que no tienen mucha experiencia le iba a ganar. Pero bueno, ganó el 4 contra 5 pero como digo, la idea no es agrandarme por el resultado, sino como exponer el reglamento, como te digo. Si tenés 4 jugadores y no tenés los 5, tenés que forfetear el mapa. Tu rival, si es de buen corazón, te puede esperar 15 minutos. Va, te puede esperar lo que quiere el rival, ¿eh? Pero obviamente el rival no te va a esperar una hora, seamos sinceros. Lo que está bien, ¿no? No hace falta que te espere una hora. Te puede dar 15 minutos de buen corazón, ofrecerte los 15 minutos y esperás, pero nada, si no llega a tiempo, bueno, forfeiteás el mapa. Y el siguiente lo mismo, tenés 15 minutos de espera. Tu rival de nuevo, te puede esperar 15 minutos y si no llega, bueno, de nuevo, forfeiteás y chau, perdés la partida. No, 15 minutos, creo que cada equipo tiene como mínimo 15 minutos para esperar a un jugador. Si el equipo rival tiene mal corazón, puede apurar al admin y decir, mira, no queremos esperar los tiempos, apuren y que den el wow. Ha pasado igual eso, gente de mala leche, que no te espera y que te quiere apurar al admin, ¿viste? Decir al admin, mira, no queremos esperar y ya que den el wow. Ha pasado, ha pasado. Es más, creo que Venezuela quería hacer eso y no le salió, porque Rick vino a tiempo, pero bueno, no voy a echarle culpa a nada de Venezuela, realmente. También es verdad, ¿no? Tipo, nosotros, Argentina, también, ¿cómo se le va a cortar la luz a Nacho, Dios mío? Y que el suplente no esté a tiempo para el segundo mapa, pero a lo que voy es eso, tipo, si tu rival no tiene buen corazón, te apura el admin para decir que abandonen antes. Tengo entendido que un equipo tiene 15 minutos para esperar, ¿no? Un rival de buen corazón te puede dar 15 minutos más. De mal corazón te puede apurar. De un corazón normal o de un corazón, no sé, nada, a intermedio, dice, bueno, mira, no te doy 15 minutos, te doy 5 y hasta ahí nomás. Sí, también se entiende, obviamente se entiende. El tema es que hablamos de un mapa que no inició y de un torneo importante también. Y tampoco se sabía si Nacho iba a volver. Bueno, el mapa ya inició, solo falta la imagen. Igual también es verdad que el jugador Rigue de Argentina lo llamaron como 7000 veces y tuvo que contestar media hora después, contestó, para jugar. O sea, estaba practicando con Odix, se dice. Y esperaban a que volviera Nacho, pero bueno, no importa. Me da pena por la selección de Venezuela igual, porque había viajado para Brasil para jugar con uno de PIN y todo, y merecían al menos un lugar en ese mundial. Bueno, no importa. Dejamos de hablar de la NC e inicia el segundo mapa entre Black Phoenix y AG, que se tienen o se va a jugar bien nomás. El equipo de AG rozando para la parte de B, por la parte de fondo espera solo Salazar, le pueden dejar, lo descuentan. Quedan solamente 4 jugadores de Black Phoenix, base de 5 contra 4 for de AG. Va a plantar Becker. Y Black Phoenix que tiene kit. Tienen todos Keller menos Axis, que es justamente el que tiene kit. Y un Carnes que va por la parte de museo, limpia Pilar, calea con nadie. Son, bueno, le pone head a Becker. Limpian al de side, son 2 en la parte de TT, 2 en cuartito oscuro. Va a avanzar Black Phoenix. Van a avanzar los 4 juntitos, tienen kit, saben que pueden jugar contra Criando, tienen que apurarse, se mata a Amber, ¿qué hace Amber? Por Dios, Sainty que lo mata a Faisor, Nixon que le descuenta a Kernes, y Essen que le descuenta a Topo, quiere matar Zed, y descuenta y Exis que le fosea, pero hace la triple kill Zed, logra ganar la ronda, y Axis que con el kit y todo, tardó como 1000 años en defusear. No sé qué hizo Amber, pero igual le sirvió. Está en cuartito oscuro oculto y se mandó contra 3 como un loco. Lo regala a su compañero también, pero decir que estuvo Zen para la triple kill. Bueno, espero que se escuche bien el juego, todo. Va, el juego no, ni clean fit y mi voz esté bien alineado. Y full eco de parte de Black Phoenix. Bueno, eco, full eco. Tiene UCP, P3000, pero Salazar habría además. Y se ha muerto a mano de Faison y Axis que no conectaba el head. Queda solamente uno en el side, queda Topo, se moría a mano de Nixon, taca todo el de museo. Se muere Cindy también y queda solamente Kernes, que debería morir sin descontar. Y Amber, que se muere a mano de Kernes. Y Amber ya va 2 rondas así, Becker que les cuenta a Kernes. Ronda para Yak, 2-0. Y Ember, que la verdad, Ember. Ya van 2 rondas que. Mirá que entiendo que es el inicio, ¿no? Pero igual. 2 ronditas que no sé si da buena impresión a futuro. Si ya inicias así. Si ya iniciamos así. No me quiero imaginar lo que sigue después. Bueno, Fullboy contra Fullboy. Logra comprar WP Topo, no compra Kevlar. ¿Cómo era que era la frase de AWP sin Kevlar? Cannon Folder creo que era. Y mirá todo porque te descuentas Fraser. Creo que era Cannon Folder, me olvidé cómo era, que se le llamaba así. Pero AWP sin Kevlar, ¿no? Ahí full sin protección. Ya que va a dominar una por la parte de medio son dos jugadores de Black Phoenix. En la parte de A son 3 en B. Mirando Kernes en cuartito oscuro que te tuve smokeado. Esperando que algún TT le avance, pero no va a ser así. Cuidado que va por medio Salazar que quiere descontar a la gente de medio. Tiene que mirar medio. Son dos en A, uno en medio. Salazar que se va para CTE. Regala el camino de medio, regala liga. Es uno el mercado de A. Son 3 jugadores en medio. El que va por mercado es Zen. Y sus compañeros Ember, Nixon y Becker por la parte de medio que van a avanzar por liga. Está Axis esperando medio busteado en el side. Subido a... ¿Qué hay? Hay una cajita creo que hay, ¿no? Un jarrón creo que era. Bueno, se mata Zen, se muere, Zen a Salazar. Quedan los de liga, mata a Axis a uno, creo que podía hacer la doble. Mata al vecino Becker, saca el de mercado. Sainty que mata a uno, hace la doble Sainty. Ronda para Black Phoenix. 1-2. Y la pausa que inició. El anuncio que hay. No, ¿qué le pone Becker a topo? No, lo reventó. Y Faisal, no, Faisal que le descuenta Kernes, queda solamente 3 jugadores de Black Phoenix y Becker lo descuenta Axis también. ¿Qué hace Black Phoenix cuando tenía que sumar seguido? No logra sumar nada ahora. Está muy complicado, 2 contra 5, no es imposible, ¿verdad? Pero es muy difícil. Salazar en pilar y Faisal que lo espera muy bien. Salazar que lo ve de espaldas a Zen y Salazar lo descuenta a Faisal. Lo va a buscar a Zen también, no lo logra matar. Queda solamente Sainty, 1 contra 4. Va a ir por TT, pero tiene que guardarse acá. No puede morir Sainty. Va a ser ronda para Eag. Black Phoenix que quiso adelantar, no le salió. Pero la bala que le ponen a Topo. Y Sainty que tiene que guardar. Y Sainty que no se esconde en TT. Quiere descontar también. Pero Sainty, por favor, tenés que guardar. Sainty. Sigue adelante, Sainty. Ay, Sainty. Ay, Sainty, te van los 4, Sainty. ¿Qué hace Sainty ahí? Por no guardar el TT. Mirá dónde te metiste, Sainty. Te van a buscar, Sainty. Tiran la flash también, Sainty. Lo vio Zen y descuenta Zen. Quiere descontar uno más, pero Nixon le descuenta a Sainty. Ronda para Jack, aunque ya estaba claro que iban a ganar. 3-1 y Black Phoenix que va a hacer una eco. Nada, para mí ya... Me sigo preguntando por qué forfeitearon el mapa anterior. Bueno, full eco de Black Phoenix, tranquilos que el anuncio no es mío, es de la CCT. No tengo el clean feed, es el Dirty Feed. Si no sabían que existía ya algo llamado Dirty Feed, ahí lo tienen, es Dirty Feed. Nixon que les cuenta Topo, Feizo que les cuenta Salazar. 3 contra 5 a favor de Ak. Sainty que saltando lo mata a Zen. Y Feizo lo mata a Carnes. 4 contra 2. Recupera el AK a Sainty. Exis que lo quiere descontar a Feizo, pero Exis logra avanzar para medio. Va para la ventana de medio, no sé dónde ir. Izquierda o derecha, va a Exis. Le espera a Feizo igual. Feizo y Feizo que no logra descontar a Axis. Y Axis que sigue piqueando. Axis que lo quiere matar a Feizo porque es una eco. Lo sabe bien, no puede sobrevivir así. Tiene que hacer algo a Axis. Ya hizo Sainty su trabajo. Axis que sigue buscando a Feizo. Y Edan que va a plantar. Va a ser el 4-1. Bueno, ve que piquea medio, donde le espera a topo con el AWP. Carnes mirando por cuartito oscuro. Uno en la parte mercado de AC. ¿Quién es el jugador? Es Zen. Mientras tanto los restantes van por la parte de fondo de B. Solo uno en medio que es Phasor. Que hace ruido, tira la molly. Van a buscar a C4 los jugadores de AC. 5 contra 5, 1 minuto 20. Carnes en el side de B, Topo también. Su compañero, ¿quién es el otro? Salazar, ¿no? Sí, Salazar, que ahora va para museo para medio. Unidad que apuntaba para B, ahora se disparce para A. No entiendo qué hace AC. Estaban todos en B, ahora están todos en A. Y uno en medio, uno en la parte mirando para el cuartito oscuro que es Becker. Están jugando con las puntas. Hay una punta en B, una punta en A. El punta de B se junta para el de medio. Esta vez que queriendo ayudar también. Esto termina para el side de A, Termina para el side de A. Son dos en medio, los tres en mercado. Axis con su compañero Sainty mirando para mercado. Ahora Axis mira para medio. Está Salazar mirando para medio. Ahora Axis se vuelve para el side de B. Se me está mareando Estaban jugando para B, luego para A, luego juegan con las puntas de A, con la punta de B, ahora juegan con la punta de medio. Ahora no es una punta, es un urqueo. Son tres por cuartito oscuro, hay uno por B por la parte de fondo. Son tres jugadores de Black Phoenix en el side de B. De todas formas, es un Nixon que quiere cortar la rotación de los jugadores de A. Porque si decide rotar por la parte de museo. Espera a Nixon, pero no importa porque todo mataba a Faison. Espera a Salazar, Kern la doble kill y Axis que lo mataba a Nixon. Queda solamente Becker y el Observer que. Podemos hacer una kill. Ahora sí demuestra la kill de Becker contra Kernes, pero Topo se le devuelve a que Becker. Ronda para Black Phoenix. 2-4. El Observer que a veces me pone una kill y no me pone la acción. Porque encima la cámara del de medio apuntaba para el side A, ni siquiera para el side B, como para ver a través del X-Ray. Me tuve que guiar por el minimapa. No entiendo por qué el Observer hace eso a veces. Si es que hay un Observer y no es automático. Porque a veces parece automático. Bueno, Fullboy para Black Phoenix claramente porque ganó. Un React que decide hacer también su Fullboy también. Aunque con muy poca economía para la siguiente ronda. Si pierde esto, debería ser full con la siguiente. No creo que hagan un forzado, la verdad. Al menos que planten. La única razón para hacer un forzado después de tener 0 pesos es plantando. Con un topo que mira liga para liga desde side A. Su compañero en el cielo, que es Sainty. Es moquea liga ya y va a avanzar Becker. Becker va a ser idéntico al AWP. Me emociona. Mirá la Becker. Idéntico al AWP. Becker. Lo ve el de museo. No conecta el tiro. Phasor que va a piquear. Son 12 museos de los CT. Son 12 museos. Va a avanzar Phasor. Tiene la C4. Phasor que se muere a manos de Axi. Ve que va a piquear. Erra otro tiro más. No conecta. Va, se mata también Nixon. Lo van a matar Nixon a Becker. Es otro tiro más cerrado. Y avanza Nixon. Pero ¿qué hace Axi con la de tu hermano? Salazar que logra matar a Amber. Hace la doble kill Salazar. Se abre el AWP Becker, que será que conecta el tiro esta vez. Becker. Se calea Becker. Y ahora sí conecta el tiro contra Salazar. 2 contra 2. Queda Becker por cuartito oscuro contra Sainty. Y mata a Becker a Sainty. Nixon antes lo mataba a Topo. Ronda para allá, que es el 5-2. A favor. Y lo de Axis no lo entendí. Sabe que hay gente medio. Y sacó la lata, hermano. Sacó la neto. De la nada, ¿por qué? No tiene sentido. Sí, está bien, no hay problema, no hay problema. Gracias igual por venir a chatear un poco acá. Te agradezco una locura. Realmente, se te agradece. Si puedes dejar la view, mejor. Que si no sabes cómo dejar la view, no es muteando el stream y dejar la pestaña abierta, sino es como ir arriba y medio raro, no sé. Pero igual se te agradece, zona la lista. Te dejo una banda. Suerte ahí con piso. Gracias, gracias, igual, gracias. Suerte ahí. Yo cada tanto también iré viendo el chat de piso a ver qué onda. Cómo va la partida esa de la Blast. Bueno, veo que lo descuenta Kernes. Una eco de parte de Black Phoenix. Medio forzado diré porque tienen 5-7, tienen Kevlar, tiene CCT. Buena Deagle para Topo. Sainty que clava mina para medio. No logra ver nada Sainty. Son los 3 restantes de Black Phoenix en el side B. Pero el equipo de A que va a avanzar al side A, tira la Molly, tira la Eto, se hacerlo matar a Phasor. Avanza Ember, lo mata, avanza a Sainty. 4 contra 3. Mata a Nix en la sala azar. Canta uno más en cuartito oscuro. Clava mira el WP Becker. Y va a ser el 6-2. Con un Axis que con su compañero Topo quieren descontar y me parece perfecto. Aunque hasta yo guardaría lo de Exe porque tiene Kevlar. Topo debería mandarse a hacer el bait, algo. Porque el que está más escondido es Topo y Topo no puede esconderse si quieren descontar. De todas formas, ella guarda por CT. 6-2. Kernes que en cuartito oscuro lo mata a Fresor, también lo mata a Zed, doble kill para Kernes, quiere buscar la tercera, pero Salazar hacía la doble kill, Nick se lo mataba a Kernes y evitaba la más kill de Kernes, queda solamente Becker, va a ser ronda rápida para Black Phoenix, va a ser el 3-6, con una unidad que quiso jugar rápido y no le salió, no le funcionó. Ah, ganó Mongols, ah, bueno. Sí, ¿no? Sí. Bueno, se canta Becker, que lo descuenta Axis. Y lo van a dejar guardar, va a ser la la tercera ronda para Black Phoenix. No le salió rápido, no le salió bien el juego rápido de AK. Quiso apurarse, meter la séptima ronda una vez por todas, no le salió. Al final se perjudicó, mete la tercera Black Phoenix en su pick. Y le faltaría una ronda de 7 más y estaría bien. Casi digo estaríamos. Becker que lo descuenta Axis. Es una full buy de parte de Ag. Aunque a la vez medio forzado porque Phasor no tiene nada. Aunque tiene Kevlar, tiene Digger, es verdad. Sigue siendo un full buy Phasor que va a piquear, quiere descontar. No hace falta Phasor, lo sabe bien que no hace falta. Porque hay ventaja en su equipo y se muere Phasor 4 contra 4. No tiene sentido la muerte de Phasor. Cuando Ag tenía la ventaja, la tenía que mantener. Se termina perdiendo la ventaja de parte de Ag. Y ahora Salazar matando a Amber. Ahora es un 4 contra 3 a favor de Black Phoenix. Se pelea la ventaja con Phasor. Y ahora tienen todo en contra por Amber. Donde Ag va a avanzar para el side de A y lo desmoquean para el mercado. Y cuidado que el anuncio va a aparecer. Por favor, decime que aparece a tiempo. Que se muere el equipo de Ag rápido. Va a avanzar por Liga el equipo de Ag. Y Saint Clan. Saint anda esperando, pero ve que decía avanzó con la WP en mano. Y se lo descontaba a Kernes. Saint que canal de medio. 3 contra 3. Se manda a Becker para una parte de museo. Pero son dos esperando. Son Topo y Salazar. Topo que lo matan a Salazar. Queda Nixon en el medio. Le queda Leto. Retrocede Nixon. 2 contra 3 se manda por el humo de liga para el side A, donde va a avanzar también su compañero por mercado que es en Nixon y Zen, los dos juntitos. Está Sainty esperando también. Sainty lo mata a Zen y queda solamente Nixon 1 contra 3. Y va a hacer ronda a favor de Black Phoenix. Nixon que les cuenta topo, 1 contra 2 y lo ve el Sainty también, lo mata Sainty. 1 contra 1, queda solamente Salazar. Saben que el segundo está en el side. Nixon que va a plantar 1 contra 1 y Salazar lo va a agarrar bien, lo va a agarrar bien. Queda Nixon medio mal parado contra Salazar y Salazar le cuenta a Nixon. Ronda para Black Phoenix, 4-6. Y atención que no puede empatar. Topo que les cuenta a Amber, es una eco de parte de Ag. Baker que lo descontaba a Axis y cuidado con eso que está rodeado Topo. Topo está rodeado, va a ser lo ayuda a Sainty. Pero queda 2 contra 3 el equipo de Ag, 1 contra 3 ahora, queda solamente Zen. El único vivo de Ag. Con la Deagle no va a poder hacer nada. Al menos que conecte varios heads. Cosa que no creo que pueda pasar. Pero a ver qué demuestra Zen. Sus habilidades. Es momento de brillar. No tiene Kevlar tampoco. Decimos, no tiene Kevlar. Apenas le caiga un tiro de M4. Hasta un tiro de UCP. Le va a mover toda la cámara. Zen va por la parte de CT, la parte de agua. 1 contra 3. Y va a jugarla muy lento. Y esto tiene pinta de largo. Porque encima tiene que subir la escalera. Tiene que subir todo. Y bueno, va a ser por museo, va a ir para picar para la liga, donde va a estar Sainty de costado, lo puede descontar, igual espera a Salazar. Fuego medio cruzado, va a Zen y lo mata Salazar, Va a piquear Zen y Salazar que lo mata. Ronda para Black Phoenix, 5-6. Bueno, se termina la pausa táctica. Y hay pausa técnica. Ay, de nuevo estamos acá. Solo que ahora el problema es de Axis. Esta vez, ¿qué va a hacer el Black Phoenix? ¿Abandonará de nuevo? Movete, Phoenix, movete. Movete, deja de joder. Que te che, está loca. Ya, ¿quién no? Ay, Axis, Axis, Axis. De paso le bajo volumen porque tengo miedo de que aparezca el anuncio. Da vueltita, Zen, da vueltita, vueltita, vueltita. Y baile, Zen, baile. Baile y no deje de bailar. Volvió Axis. Volvemos con la partida una vez más. EAC contra Black Phoenix después de una pausa técnica de al menos 10 minutos, quiero creer. Espero no haya sido más que eso, pero bueno. Sé que lo descuenta en la parte, no sé dónde, en la parte de mercado. Pero topos el trade. 4 contra 4, favoreciendo más al equipo de EAC porque los CTS es los que tienen más desventaja porque tienen que defender. Y avanzan por B, avanza el humo, se infiltra y Amber lo mata a Kernel, se infiltraba por el humo, Nixon que lo mata a Salazar, esperando en el medio y ve que lo mata a Axis. Y ahora queda solamente Topo 1 contra 4. No debería poder hacer nada, queda solamente Topo, quiere buscar la kill, quiere buscar algo más. Topo, erra el tiro, se calea, ahora sí, tira la molly para el planting, pero no va a provocar tanto efecto. Va a plantar Ember sin problemas, lo van a buscar a Topo, lo quieren descontar. Y Festor, que le pone el head a Topo. Ronda para EAC, 7-5. Uy, qué horror. Del lado CT queda la pistol, se mata a Kernel, se va a descontar y Face hace la triple. Ember que mataba a uno, quiere buscar la segunda kill con las duales. Sera solamente Salazar 1 contra 5 queda, ahora 1 contra 4, pero Zen le pone jetar. Ronda para EAC, es el 8-5. Y se viene el fútbol de EAC y el eco de Black Phoenix.
Eagle goes down, will get picked up. VIP treatment coming on down for the upgraded pistol. Looking on in for more. Sen still hopes for exit frags. Still hopes for kill bonuses. And Becker's going to steal them away. 3 for the MP9 is going to be good enough though. It's enough cash to even buy up the op into the next if need be. But that is going to be another around the bag coming throughout here for the Danes.
Yes, it is. Confirmed 9, and we go to the gun round. The round that's going to decide it all. The fate of this potential best of 3. I mean, hell, with only 13 rounds required to win, there is no doubt in any, or should be no doubt in anybody's mind that the stakes are higher than ever, especially when you get to these final few moments in a half that's already been hella difficult for you. And as we can see right here, Black Phoenix, they'll be opening up with a bit of a default. They will be controlling canals. They will be looking to eventually spread into mid. And a lot of this depends on that first point of contact towards middle. It's going to be Nixon looking to fight for that.
Yeah, but out to A main, you lose out that player, that anchor, and suddenly you've lost the round. So EAC think twice about it. No pushing required anymore. Senna's going to go back. Now helped out by a teammate. So it's him and Becker. Again, looking to preview up this A-bomb site, and 1-for-1 goes down on more. That's a lot of bodies to take care of. Down Con, trades back, Tarnet still left alive, and it looks like Amber, in from long range, is gonna survive. 2v2, down on A we go now. Gonna be going down to Nixon, trying to deny in a 1v2. Can you figure this one out, Nixon? Apparently no is the answer. Salazar takes you down, and only half HP remaining onto Amber. Kit and as an incendiary available, flash on hand, but no smoke out to this one.
And they are expecting him. Out of camera. There's the Molotov.
Oh.
Amber still gets one. He knows where the last one is. Good shot, but no connection to finish the job. Salazar with the final kill to allow Black Phoenix a bit of reprieve, a breather here, if you will, for a second longer. Not allowing this to spin out of control and effectively secure a hefty advantage that could already lead to an ending in this best of three. I mean, hell, let's not forget, a single mistake could lead you to the end here. Black Phoenix, you still have 3 rounds to go. We're far from done. We're far from concluded. It's all about this next opportunity here, or rather round. And Nixon, my goodness me, he makes it look easy. 2 kills, fades away.
That is an opportunity indeed. Now Bogdan's coming up to play in mid. Nixon, a great start. You'd still wish for a little bit more, but for now, this is going to be an advantage for EAC. Looking on in for the 3v5. Could be an A setup. Out of camera, it's only sent here really to deny. Bessor alongside Becker. Down to have themselves a bit of a fight. Salazar to push up. That's going to be the AK making noise already. Trying to re-aim your sights onto this push. It will be down to 1, but the A site's open. So you can get a bomb plan down out here, but Axis, he's going to drop. And it's Sainty all alone. 1v4 and low HP. Yeah, I don't see a way out of this one. You got to just go save, but where do you even go?
I don't think you save at all, because you're not going to be allowed to do so. And as you say, where do you go, right? That's the question. Right now, the answer seems to be anywhere but where you are, and potentially off this map is the only correct one. This is looking like it's going to end exactly where perhaps we alluded to.
Honestly. There you go. He is going to fall. Best bet he would have had out there was just take that AK, drop it out of out of reach, and just throw the Molotov on himself.
Maybe
10 to
that,
6.
you know, deny the kill, deny the confidence. But the worst part for Black Phoenix is not that they lose the last player and that things don't go exactly as planned. The worst part is they've won the previous round. Now the economy is reset again. It allows EAC to start building up against them heavily. And not just that, we all know how economy works in this game. And once it starts turning against you, it's very hard to stop this landslide of just collapsing it all for you. It's down to another pistol round, which, if luck will have it, they might get the bomb down. They might do some damage. You know, it's possible. Everything can happen potentially, but the likeliness of that being the case is very small. And honestly, at this stage, I don't know, brother. This feels like a 11-6, 100%, and then a very shallow buy. There will be some utility. There will be potentially even an op. There's 3.3k on Karnes, but, or excuse me, 2. Yeah, no, that's 3.3. Yeah, I did see correctly for a second there. But beyond that, it doesn't look very, very, very graceful right now.
Yeah, it doesn't look great. Coming around on camera side, Nate could have dealt a lot more damage had that incendiary not been there. Amber looking to deny down middle. Black Phoenix, as you said, just hoping for a little bit of damage. We'll see if they land it on up. As it will be now down to the push. The op continues its adventures. Tucker on to 3, hoping for the ace, but Sen steals it away and saves his life in the process. Clean round coming out for EAC, and as you mentioned, right, economy is not going to be all too fun for this T side. So Karn is on the op now. We'll be dropping it away. We'll be getting it back.
Does he have a good spawn? I can't tell if he has a good spawn or not. No, okay, Topo gets it. Okay, yeah, so we do go for the classics. Fair enough. For a second there, I thought he might have a decent spawn. That would make sense to take it, but yeah, no, not the case. Okay, 11-6 and Black Phoenix, last chance to make a difference. It's basically all or nothing now. You either win it all and you start breaking away from this cursed result, or you likelier than not lose this series and say goodbye to the 2-0 bracket here at the CCT Series 5. I mean, hell, the fact is, this is not the end-all, be-all moment for them. The tournament is going to continue. You know, you take the loss, you accept it as it is for what it is. It happened and you move on. You know, GG, go next kind of scenario.
Yeah. 100%. You won't mind it all too much, but you would like to at least see, you know, a little bit of fight being put up. So, Topo on the opener is going to start things off well now. Looking on in with that nade is going to deal quite a substantial amount of HP out there for Karnas.
Yep.
If you can manage to muster up a second nade, then certainly this B site would feel a little bit safer. Amber, though, just goes back. And they should be going out B right now. They're just trying to fake out A. And it might pay off. Becker already denies on the one. Does he recall anyone back in? Doesn't look like it. And then realizes this is a B hit with this little time left. Amber on 2. Amber on 3. Denies them all.
Yeah.
And that's that point in the game, surely, of that.
It might also be map itself and game itself right here, right now. We are down to the last option here. Black Phoenix have barely any cash to work with. Their flow has stopped and their game has technically fallen apart. They are down to the wire. And, well, good luck, boys. You'll need it as we enter round 19. Black Phoenix, a Galil, an AK, and pistols. That's what they have to make do with. All or nothing.
All or nothing, indeed. Let's see it in action. Playing a default in your possible last round, certainly ballsy. Coming out for them. Hoping to just hold this one together. That is going to be the opening frag out for Karnas. Looking down on the B-bomb side. Bomb left that rotation on stairs, so you're not going to go instantly take the site. Ooh, and that's Karnas opening up. Denies on 1. Denies on 2. So the entries have been made. You've got site control, and as I said, the bomb needs to be retrieved, so it's coming back around. 3v5. And again, a really tough scenario for Black Phoenix. So this is a Hail Mary attempt that really does pay off so far for Karnas.
I mean, somehow it is. Somehow it is paying off, which is nice. But we are far from done. And there is many more rounds to still go with, to work with.
To still try to close this one out. You're fine for now, EAC, but we won't be saying the same thing if this continues. So, gotta watch out. 12-7, Saint hoping for damage. Or just hoping to save away something into something a tad bit better. Becker doesn't let that happen. Yeah, we are going to be looking forward to seeing how they're going to be trying to bring this one back. That was a cool effect.
Yep.
But Black Phoenix, you've got 5 chances. You need 5 rounds in a row.
That's the thing. It's 5 in a row that they've been really sparse in picking up, you know, that many in a row in general. So there's a bit of doubt in my mind that they can do it, but perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps they can repeat that success of the second half of Cash. That they'll certainly be thinking on, you know, why didn't we try to salvage it? Why didn't we try to play it? At least, you know, do what we could. Because if everything falls apart, it could all just go down in flames. Oof, Becker, he has been indomitable, and that is a perfect start to the round for EAC.
Great opener indeed. Now you're looking still for more. Down to a second. That's Professor on the second op. Managed to do good. Becker traded out. Back on camera side. There's still one more where that came from. Send here to deny. Down on the boxes. Close. Gets 1-for-1 traded. 2v3 on the retake on A. And one of them is in front of the others. Nixon trying to push past the timing. Does have the tempo. Instead chooses to go back. Play with his teammates. Wait this one out. But look at Heaven. 1v2, makes it down to a trade on back. Amber still left alive. 1v2 now still. Topo He's got to clutch it up for his teammates. He's got full utility as well. There is a big chance that he managed to do something, especially that Molotov smoke available coming through for EAC. So he just smollies the bomb. He's won it out. Oppo tries to go for that, tries to do that, yet it does come in just in time. 12-8, wins it out, and keeps Black Phoenix in this game.
We are certainly playing with fire. That is a fact. And this has come close to almost falling apart. But luckily, not the case. And that is going to be 12-8 indeed. Black Phoenix, they're still a round away from potentially, or not just a round, but quite a few rounds away from potentially turning on its head the whole of this game.
Gotta wait on by a little bit further for that though. EAC, tactical pause to try to figure out how to close this. Again, won't be easy, but if it's anyone to figure out how to work as a unit, it should be EAC.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's see it. On down to round number 21. FAMAS on Amber. That's going to be a bit of a tough pill to swallow, but Becker is 23-7. He's been having a really good time.
He has, hasn't he? He's effectively played a Karnes level performance here.
Yep.
And the second half is actually, I would argue, far better than the previous one. Amber finds 2, but then burns. A bit unfortunate. The FAMAS actually connects. Missed shot with the op. That's unlucky. Happens to the best of us.
A couple of things going wrong into this one. Sainty, water control having it in the side of Black Phoenix. EAC, 2v3. What do you do here? What's the plan? Nixon looks to just push it on ahead as Becker's holding down onto electrical. Finds the one, has no idea if he saw them all, but now he knows. Becker needs to find one more before he goes down, and he will not be able to pull it off. Salazar takes Becker away, and now a 1v2 needed out of Nixon. No kit available either for him. So he's got to go a bit quicker than anticipated. Sainty still looking down Temple. Salazar checking just in time. Denies him, and the round's still on. The game still alive. Black Phoenix from 5. They now only need 3.
Yes, they do. Moving in the right direction. Black Phoenix. How many more can they cook up with? Is the question on everybody's mind.
Right now it's certainly cooking with fire for these guys. Nothing is for sure, nothing is assured in these games. That's why we watch them though. Try to figure them out. Down to a headshot, that doesn't land. Full blind on a head, and that's going to be the easiest double kill of Axis' life. Sen still looking for more, as that is going to be Sen going out. Maybe a little cheeky ace. Could have come around. Doesn't happen now though for Axis. Just trying to continue. Amber, a 1v3. Not going to be easy, but
Absolutely
certainly
not.
we'll try.
He might be able to get a rifle out of this. That would be a nice little addition for his troubles. Only one
Let's
player
see.
watching main.
Even with the instant headshot, both heads are going to turn right back. So taking Topo out here, well, it would be nice. It still wouldn't really solve the issue now, would it? 12-10. Only 2 remaining out here. Black Phoenix are really making a case for themselves. There's not a whole lot left.
Few more, brother. Black Phoenix. This is where they excel, apparently, when we get into the gritty rounds of these last few moments of games and halves. Again, unfortunate that they just kind of falter, or heck, they can't finish the job on the first map. And perhaps we would be looking at a very different ending to the series already otherwise, as right here we go into a round that's going to decide the fate of all of these lads. First and foremost, mid control going to be contested. We've got 2 players in A main. We got Nixon actually lurking up into mid through Temple. Surely he doesn't challenge this, right? He's got no info. He very well knows there's potentially a player behind the... Yeah, I was about to say, he should know there's a potential player there. Good off angle, by the way.
Trying to hold it together right there. Nixon finds the one. Topo trades it back. Still looking for more though. Down on that B site. The entrances should be making it quite clear to EAC that this is where they have to head off to. Roll too easy. Great Molotov timing.
Oh no.
And able to win out that duel 3v4, and they're still scared about B. Look on Temple. A fight's gonna break out any moment now. Back turned away there. Professor still Amber able to connect it, and now 2v2. You know them both. Last
What?
man standing. It's only Topo, and he's just going to go all out right there. Easy shot connecting sure on the first, but on the second and third, you have no idea. You're thinking they're coming out down towards Con, planting out bomb for CT, but you're still scared about a Temple player pushing. Off misses away, and the AK is gonna fall 15 seconds, and you've been caught with your pants down. A nice try in the 1v3, but it's still Becker 26-9 to finish it off and give EAC the 2-0 victory.
One of the best performances I've seen on an individual level coming out from Becker. Well played, sir. Well played indeed. That was a fantastic show and a performance beyond belief. And it, like I said, reminiscent of our first map where we saw Karnes almost pulling something like that off in a similar fashion, but never getting close in the deaths department like that. That will also mean that EAC take this series 2-0 and put Black Phoenix into the 1-1 bracket, whilst they themselves are actually propelled into a 2-0 bracket where fighting now for potential qualifications to playoffs with either facing against G2 Ares or Butterfly. I will be honest with you, man. I think there's a good chance that we could see EAC actually make it out of the group stage here 3-0.
Yeah, there's certainly a real chance